EU, that is European Union, has issued a statement calling emergency meeting. EU has warned a risk of a dangerous downward spiral. Tariff would undermine the transnational ties is what he has mentioned. EU has extended solidarity with Denmark and saying, and I quote, that dialogue remains essential to this. So that's in fact a warning that has also come in from European Union, warning Donald Trump's risk, calling them the tariff dangerous downward spiral, calling emergency meeting as well. And this comes hours after US President Donald Trump threatened to impose 10% of the tariff on Denmark and other European Union countries. EU chief has also stated that tariff undermine the relation and a risk of a dangerous downward spiral is in fact a reaction that is coming from the European Union. In fact, the reaction that is coming also goes on to mention that it has extended complete solidarity with Denmark and the people of Greenland and pushed for dialogue to resolve this disagreement between the NATO allies. So as far as EU is concerned, they are seeking dialogue, but we're learning that they've also called an emergency meeting as well. Shinjoy, do tell us about how Denmark has pushed back, because Greenland is a territory of Denmark, and how in the last few days it has pushed back against the threats that have come in from Donald Trump.
Yes, this is clearly the European Union coming, supporting Denmark. And Denmark, of course, is part of European Union and NATO. Now, the question is European Union completely together? Yes, these 8 countries are together. The 4 Nordic countries and Britain, Germany, Italy, and Holland. Britain, Germany, France, and Holland. But there are some countries, are they completely on board as far as this Greenland issue is concerned? So far, the Italians, and Italy is a G7 country, hasn't said anything really so much about Greenland. The Hungarians haven't said very much about Greenland. So this is something we would wait and see about. How completely together is the European Union? Because that's nearly 30 countries, 27 countries. So far, 8 of them have been very positive about Greenland. Now, what happens to all the others? There's been silence from many of the other countries, particularly the southern European countries. We haven't heard very much from them. They may have a different view from the other 8. So we'll have to see where this goes. Iceland is part of NATO. What has Iceland said? And let's not forget that the immediate neighbor of Greenland is Iceland. The other immediate neighbor of Greenland is Canada. What have the Canadians said on this? Canada is also part of NATO. Canada is also part of the Western Alliance. So we have to see what the Canadians say and what the Iceland people, that's a small country of 500,000 people, but very close to Greenland. What do they have to say? They are also part of NATO. So these questions are still there. So far, 8 NATO countries have reacted, and all these 8 NATO countries are part of the European Union. Denmark, of course, has Greenland as part of its territory. Now, what will the other Europeans say? What will the 8 countries do? What will Canada and Iceland do? And after all this, what will Trump do?
Absolutely. More reactions and statements are expected to come during the day, because Donald Trump has imposed 10% tariff on its own allies, and saying that starting June 2026, it will be increased to 25% is what we're learning. Stay on with us, Shinjoy. We have another break.